I've pulled over in the middle of nowhere, France, to just put the cameras in, and I don't know. I turned off the car and now the sat-nav's not working. Welcome to the Next Gear Show. DS Automobiles is continuing to grow and find its feet with this new market. The DS4 represents the fourth model in the range and introduces a new generation of what DS says avant-garde design. The Premium C segment remains as strategically important as always. DS4 is innovative and unique design shape, available in three versions: DS4, DS4 Cross and DS4 Performance line. The DS4 stands out in the crowd. It's got advanced technology in it and features seemingly yet to be seen in this segment. There'll be 5 trim levels in Ireland: Bastille, Performance Line Plus, Trocadero and Rivioli. DS hope to sell about 100 of these premium segment cars in 2022 and will be available for order in January. This car, as always with Citroën and a lot of French cars, they seem to just kind of throw everything out and make a new car from scratch. None of this kind of evolution stuff. Let's just start again. And they've caned this interior. It is awesome. I mean, it's just the best interior I've seen on a car of its class in a very, very long time. This is an awesome looking thing. I am holding the steering wheel. Relax. Do you not see me 2 hands on it? It is an awesome interior. I've never seen such a. I can't even begin to explain why. The whole wraparound feel to the whole thing is just awesome looking. Plus, I can make the car go into its automatic driving here, so it's going to obey the speed limit for me, which is absolutely brilliant. I don't have to think much about it. The active steering is a little bit, well, weird. It's like it's just going to turn the corner. Look at the steering away there, look. It works, just it's a little bit nerve-wracking is all I'm saying. It's strong. Love the detail of the window openers up here on the top, and the kind of, family-friendly locking the door stuff. There's little knobs and dials here to do the mirrors on both sides. Everything is in touchscreen. Now, I'm not a big fan of touchscreen. I'm going to be honest here, and I everyone who's watched this channel before will know my view on touchscreen when it comes to heating controls. I have a problem with that. I think you should really get the heating controls back onto normal knobs and dials and things, and then you'll have a better package here. I know this is incredibly clean design, it's beautiful looking interior, but realistically I can miss the haptic feedback when I'm trying to touch the thing to go up and down. And they've made the buttons considerably bigger.
Second exit, D338.
So the touch area on the screen is larger, but I still would prefer to see a proper a knob there, dial button, physical button. The actual only physical button is this one. It's the home button at the top of the screen. It's the only physical button on this entire sat-nav. We do have this touchpad thing down here, which you can control things from. It seems a little bit unnecessary, but it's there, it's good. You hold your finger on it, you can control stuff, and you have a wireless tray in there for charging your phone on the go, which is good. I hate that phrase, but there we go. We're still in a 30 km/h zone. The car is keeping me at 30 km/h. The penalty for speeding in France is death. No, it's not death. No, death is extreme. No, the penalty for speeding in France is a very high fine. That's essentially what I'm talking about. You really do get nailed with the fine over here. There's a speed limit there of 50, but the cars tell me 100. Anyway, you do get nailed here, and they do they put speed guns into bins on the side of the road and stuff. They really try and catch you. Do a lot of catching here, a lot of fines go out here. It's a very penalty heavy place, so the penalty for speeding here might as well be death, because you lose your license in the nick of time.
Worth a mention here is the seriously impressive heads-up display, and it is a proper heads-up display. Sticks out about 4 feet in front of the car as you're driving along. It seems to hover over the road. It actually shows you all the information that's going on around the car, including if you set Apple Maps, it also appears up on the screen in front of you. Loads of different screens to kind of scroll through, and you never have to take your eyes off the road or your hands off the steering wheel to see any of it.
This is an incredibly soft, comfortable car. You will feel the road under you in a way that feels strange and disconnected. I don't really mind that so much because it's such a comfortable machine to drive in. France is a relatively flat country. You don't really see big dramatic mountains in the distance, but there is hills and hollows and stuff here. You can see to the horizon on this side of me right now. There's a Tesla who's just lost his patience because he's not from around here. He no longer gives a shit because the speed limit here is 50 kilometers an hour. Hello, Mr. Speeder!
In terms of practicality, the DS4 of course has all of the usual stuff you'd expect. There's an ample back seat with cup holders and all the usual things, including plenty of ways to fold everything down, ski loaders to go through it as well. The boot is 430 litres with everything in place, but you can see here it actually makes it massive when you let the back seats down full.
Now we don't have prices yet because this car won't even land in Ireland until probably January anyway. But it's such a package, such a visual treat to have is this car. I still can't quite, for the life of me, work out how they've done the design that they've done, because it's superb. The look of the exterior is very close to its concept look. The look of the interior is essentially the concept look, which I really love. They've really graduated the whole thing. I love the touch of the steering wheel. The materials used here are squidgy things. The only fly in the ointment for me will be the touchscreen, that everything is on a touchscreen. There is no physical buttons in here. I'd probably get used to it over time, but sooner or later I'm going to take my eyes off the road to look at something over there, and I'm going to crash. And that's essentially what it comes down to. Eventually I'm going to crash because of it. 80 km/h zone, and there is a speed to 30 now. I just dropped into a 30 from an 80 without any warning, and a massive speed bump in the road. Like the Fall Guy coming into the town, boom, straight over. But this is lovely little villages here in France, but they do try and catch you in these 30 km/h zones. You think it's bad to having 30 km/h zone in Dublin in the Keys? Nah, lads, it's in every village here. You don't know what you're missing.
I think DS have actually hit the nail on the head here. Something different within an already saturated segment of that kind of CSUV or SUV kind of line market. DS has managed to just pull it right out here and make us something that we've all been waiting for. Harking back to the original DS with some really innovative features and buttons that aren't where they're supposed to be. This is what DS was designed to do.
I love what DS has done here. I think this is a lovely, lovely car. I wish them all the success with it. I think these kind of cars should find more homes because they push the boundaries of design very, very well. There's nothing in the German range right now that comes close to the interior look and fit and finish with this car. It is head and shoulders above anything from any group from the Germans. The nearest thing I can think of is something like Mercedes, which is doing similar sort of dramatic interiors, but even they look like amateurs compared to the way this is laid out in here. And that's not an understatement, I promise you. This is just an awesome layout. Somewhat confusing, but I kind of like that because it's different. It's not the same as everything else. It feels different, it feels good, and I love it.
All the specs have yet to be completely finalised, but Performance Line Plus seems to be in the middle of the range. I don't have prices just yet. I'll update them as soon as I possibly can once they come into the range, but we can expect to be able to order these very late in this year, and they'll be available for January registrations from DS range. In Ireland we have one DS dealer. They're expecting to get a few more across the country, but they will be dedicated dealers with the DS range and only DS outside the door.
On a side note to everything, thanks for subscribing to the new layout of the channel. We are doing massive work, heavy lifting in the background of getting everything together that we wanted to do. It's going to be a very, very busy few months on the channel. It's now called The Next Gear Show. The whole channel is called that. It was always called that, and long-term viewers remember to call it The Next Gear at the beginning. It was always called The Next Gear. I rebranded it Bob Flavin a few years back, and I've left it as that since forever. Now I'm just going to call it The Next Gear Show because I want to expand it onto other things, and I'm really looking forward to getting going on that. My God, the suspension is so soft in comfort mode, and it's lovely. I'm really looking forward to getting going on that, and the future is very bright and pretty secure with a channel sponsor like the AA behind us as well for a few months. It is very nice, gives us a little bit of extra leeway to do other things. And so I'm currently again looking for a camera person who would like to help out but needs to be in the Midlands. It's quite hard to find someone to do that. But I have currently got a camera person as well working with me from time to time. And you know, if you want to support the channel and expand it a bit further, it would be absolutely fabulous if you put a few euro into a kitty for a, you know, so I could buy Leah a beer, or maybe even pay for a hotel room once in a while, you know, so it wouldn't all be coming out of our pockets instead. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and until the next time, I'll see you on the far side. Don't worry, I won't be changing that outro. That's my outro, and if I don't say it, I get emails of complaint. They all go, no, what the meaning of it saying on our far side? People ask me to say it to their face as well, which is even funnier. He just pulled straight out in front of me there. That's mad. What the Christ?